biggest thing with me right now is the storage that all the consoles are giving us.
Yeah.
Especially my DS, because do you know the story about my my DS and the memory card that I got for it not working?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
Turn the camera on.
It's already recording.
Oh,
so,
is it?
Yeah, we can just start
We have
from
an
right
intro.
here.
yeah.
So that's okay. We'll intro in a second.
We'll intro right now.
Yeah.
I'm Todd.
I'm Cameron.
I'm Corey, and today we're going to kind of talk about how we're frustrated with the game industry right now.
And what I was about to tell you guys is, I got... What you can do is you can go into Nintendo's website, and I like buying my games, like downloading the content.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem with downloading it on your 3DS or your PlayStation, or I guess probably Xbox as well. Like, the games take up too much space too quick, and you can go on Nintendo and purchase or like see which memory cards you need to buy to purchase and put it on your 3DS so you can have more storage. Because I don't know if you know this, but like the memory size of your 3DS is like 8.
It's
or
really
4,
small.
or something like that.
It's something
so
stupid.
I decided, here's my story. I decided, okay, I'll do this. So I went online, I looked up, go to YouTube, and looked up a video like, which one do you need? And it's like, oh yeah, just go to Nintendo's website, and they'll be able to tell you exactly which one to get. So I was like, all right, that's what I'll do. Went on there, saw the one that I needed, hopped over onto Amazon, because that's where we buy everything from, especially all the Amazon boxes that are laying around here that this mic's currently standing on. And I went, why not? Bought it. It was 32 gigs. A lot of space, because I downloaded a lot of games. It got here. I'm like, all right, cool. Put it into a card reader, into my thing. Try downloading the Nintendo thing, and it's like, put it in your other one. So I put in my other one. You don't know this. I lost all my data for every single game in my 3DS whenever I did this.
Oh my god.
I lost my Pokemon saves. Besides X, because X I actually had on its own game cartridge. My Alpha Sapphire did not. It was on there. My Alpha Sapphire lost. My Fire Emblem I lost. I think I had one other game that I bought on there that I lost. So I was a little pissed.
I would cry.
So I was very upset. And so I was like, all right, why didn't this work? So I tried looking. It was like I purchased the exact card they needed. I purchased, or like I put it in there, did all the same steps that I needed to do, and now and it's not even that card that I have. Like, it still wouldn't work. Even after it like messed everything up, I still can't use that 32. So I still have in like the original 4 gig. So now what I have to do is I have to back up the save data of a game, delete it, and then download whatever like new game I might want, and then back up that data, delete it, and then put it like if I want to switch games out.
My question
of downloaded copies.
How hard is it to send out consoles with more memory? Okay, my phone didn't come with a lot of memory, right? It was like 64 gigs, which is more for a phone.
Yeah, exactly.
But
mine's like 16.
You have the ability to put an SD card in this thing. I have the Galaxy S7, by the way, and you can go up to a terabyte on that SD card that you put in your phone.
Holy shit.
So why don't, when they send out the 3DS, they send you a terabyte SD card?
Yeah.
For money.
But that's
Obviously, 'cause
stupid.
they want you to put money into their products.
And that's kind of the whole issue right now with like games and shit. We went through that phase where it was all focused on DLC. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just constant, like, here's half the game.
Which is, guess what? Not disc-based. You have to download that.
Yeah.
You need data. You need room and storage to download that DLC.
Yeah. Can we just get full games again?
That's all I want.
That's all I really want.
Unless it goes back to Final Fantasy X,
Yeah.
where it came in 2 discs.
That is kind of cool, but...
I wish I was around for that.
Yeah.
Because essentially, the disc storage space was only around 16 gigabytes, and that game was 32.
Yeah.
So they literally had 16 on both discs.
It was just
and they,
so
like,
huge.
maxed out both discs.
But they still sent consoles out with a lot of memory. Now you don't get shit. How this conversation got started is because I picked up The Last Guardian today, right? That just came out. And a lot of people were reviewing it and saying that it was completely broken on PS4. So a game that's been hyped for 7 years was allegedly coming out broken. We played it and it's fine. It actually plays really fucking well.
And I want to say
it's really fun.
I was very optimistic about this. So was Karen. I was like, hey, it's going to be okay.
Hopefully.
We
And
were
you were
happy
really
to play.
nervous.
I didn't want to spend $60 and be angry.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I understand, like, it's a puzzle game. I'm going to be mad anyway. But, like, don't send me a broken game.
But
Yeah.
it's been working well so far.
So, yeah. And then, like, you said I was going to rant about this, and you're fucking right. Destiny. All right. I love Destiny. I have the fucking Taken King Edition PS4. Played the shit out of it until like shortly after Taken King came out, because they promised that game was going to be so much bigger than it was. They promised Taken King was going to be huge, and it wasn't.
No.
There was like 3 new missions, and it ruined all the weapons you already had, made you completely restart an armor, everything.
Yeah, they built around a new system, essentially made the game new from the original game itself.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense if that was like Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Which I think they were actually trying to do with it, maybe, was like make it to where it's like, hey, this is making Destiny correct. And this is Destiny 2, but it was Destiny 1.
I paid so much for that expansion because I was so ready for it. I sold my old PlayStation for $100 less than what they go for to upgrade to the Destiny one for $100.
Yeah.
Okay? So I spent, $60 more than I had to on this expansion because the expansion was $40 originally. Normally expansions are like $15.
But they did do the cool thing where you were able to turn in your game.
Yeah.
You were able to turn in your original copy of Destiny. If you guys didn't do this, then you suck. But if you turn in your original copy of Destiny, then I guess we went to GameStop.
Yeah.
GameStop will give you the game. Like, you want to get your money back, but you essentially just trade in your copy of Destiny to get the copy with the DLC.
Which is okay, but still, like, if we're going to do expansions, give me worthwhile content.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't want an expansion that's so small,
Their expansions
like
were essentially patches.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, it was like early access game patches. If you guys are aware of with Steam, whenever there's an early access game, they patch it or they send something out and they're like, "Hey, we added this new to the game." That's essentially what it was. Hey, or at least I don't want to say Taken King because Taken King they did add quite a few things to it, but with the expansion 1 and 2, where it was like with the wolves and then the prison of elders, those two
were more patches.
Yeah,
even the Taken King was still pretty small for how much they hyped it. Mm-hmm. It's a brand new game. No, it's like 3 new missions and I can beat this in a week.
Yeah,
and I didn't even I about dropped my phone. I didn't even play Rise of Iron or whatever.
I want to, but yeah, like I haven't been around to yet because I know that it's only going to be as long as like what the first 2 expansions work. I don't think it's going to be as long as
Destiny 2's on its way now.
Yeah,
Rise of Iron was the last mission for it.
Are you gonna buy it?
No, I'm not. I
probably
will.
I'm a sucker. Todd's weak.
Because we've talked about this, and you know it to be true too. The guns feel great.
They do.
Game. Like the mechanics. Everything about that game feels great. It's just the fact that there's not content there for them to use and benefit from using this great foundation they have.
They could have made the game so much better. So again, it just ties back to why are they releasing great games incomplete? Like the best example I can think of
You're going to say No Man's Sky?
Is No Man's Sky. Because it had so much potential, it had so much hype,
And that's going back to what I was just talking about with the patches.
Yeah.
We talked about this before we discussed it, and essentially, if No Man's Sky would have came out as an early access game, say like how Steam has it, and it came out on Steam as early access, or if PlayStation 4 and Xbox One could do early access or whatever, if it could have came out on that, and it was like, listen, it's early access, and as the game goes along, this is what we'll be adding to it.
Yeah.
It would have done amazing.
It would have blown
if that
up.
would have been an early access game, holy crap.
They didn't show, at was it E3 they showed it? Something like that. If they didn't show E3, oh, it's online, you can play with your friends in this actual universe-sized universe, And then, like, I remember the moment I decided not to buy the game because it came out and I had this feeling. I was like, I'm not going to get it yet. Something's weird about this, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah, we both think
it was like a few days after release on Reddit, I guess some guy found a planet that another dude had named. He was like, hey man, I'm at your planet. Meet me here. Let's be the first characters to meet in-game. And they went to the exact same coordinate on that planet at the exact same time, could not see each other, and it was different weather conditions on the planet.
Yeah. Because we had initially thought, we'll both buy this game.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 of our other friends will buy this game, and we'll like make it a cool video series of us just trying to find each other. Because that'll take a while, but it'll be kind of cool. Like make this video series of us it's the journey to find each other.
Yeah, across the galaxy, man. That would have been so cool.
It didn't turn out that way because they didn't have the multiplayer in it like they were supposed to.
Yeah, I remember when the first game was first announced, and Corey was so excited.
I was so ready.
Talked about
I love outer space. Obviously, our company's fucking outer space themed. I like outer space.
Picture the alien.
Yeah, yeah, and when it came out, I was just so crushed that they lied to me. You know?
You felt personally offended?
Yeah, I felt personally attacked because they shipped me an incomplete game.
But it's the reason because they said it was a complete game.
Yeah.
It's the reason why it came out. It's because it came out at a full price point of $60. That's why. If it would have been early access, even some of the early access you can like pay for or whatever. Even if it was like, oh, this game came out and it's a, don't give the full price. Give like 30.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, hey, because I think for 30, you know, a lot of people still enjoyed it a good amount for like what it had in it. But they quickly realized, like, after a week, they're like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Because it didn't have that much. If you would have said, like, $30 early access, and then they know from early access, hey, we're going to be adding stuff along the way, which is essentially what early access tells you, is, like, the game's not done, we're still adding stuff.
Had they told me that multiplayer was coming in the future, I would still be excited. Mm-hmm. But I know that they're trying to fix it, because they just released their first update that apparently had a lot of content, and they released another update that had a lot of content. They had like Space Foundries
home building and stuff.
So maybe one day we will get the multiplayer update, but they shouldn't have said from the start that we were getting it.
It probably won't be until I'd say I'm gonna give it 2 other big patches where they add something in, and then possibly
they're gonna have to reconstruct the entire game to give it multiplayer though, which is going to be crazy. But I'm almost scared because we had that era where all games were just, DLC. That was a few years ago. Okay? Yeah. It was like crazy DLC. Like, I think Call of Duty was the real ones that kind of fucking started that.
Probably,
and then EA just built on it. Like, we're going to release half a game. Here's the DLC. I'm worried we're moving away from that era and getting into just getting incomplete games. Mm-hmm. We're just getting broken games at this point. Because, like I said, The Last Guardian came out, and people were scared that it was just not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So. You said there were other games this year, too, you mentioned, being just incomplete.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. Pokemon Go. It came out, and you guys all remember the trailer for that, if you saw it. How cool it looked. Like, these people throwing Pokeballs at Charizards in the real world, and all this tracking and stuff. The game was great for a week, and then immediately crashed and burned. You know,
yeah, and
I lost the tracking and all that.
That came out like 12 months before it was like actually came out, like when it was announced. And me and you, that is all we cared about. We kept up on every single update video. Every time new Pokemon were announced or whatever.
You talking about for?
I trailed off into Sun and Moon, but yeah, we kept on every update video. Like every time they mentioned something new about the game, we watched it. We were on it. And we, like, the day it was released, we immediately downloaded it. We were at work, and we were trying to play it in our job.
And we played it for, like, a good 2, maybe 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe longer than that.
I still play it occasionally, but it's
it had to been longer. Like, for the time that I played with you guys, it was about, like, 2.5 weeks because my phone couldn't download the game.
So it's weird that this year's just been giving us a lot of, like, really incomplete games, you know? And that scares me because there's a lot of really big games on the upcoming, man. That new Zelda game looks amazing. And if it comes out broken, fuck.
Well, here's the one thing that I will give due credit to, like, because if you think about it, you mentioned Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go was not Nintendo. That's why I'm just going to clarify that right now because of what I'm about to say. Yeah. They were not. That was
it was Niantic who was using Pokemon, which is a Nintendo
I will say that the games coming out incomplete usually don't have to do with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Or anything that's very close-knit with it.
Or the brand or whatever, is that what you're trying to say?
Or just close, like, anything that's in, like, close relationship to it. Because Final Fantasy 15, it's been held off for a while, too. For a couple years. But, like, they made sure, like, after several demos that have come out and, like, different things that they've done, they made sure that they're like, we're not releasing this yet, guys. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. We're making sure it's coming out complete. And they did it.
They're not associated with Nintendo, though, right?
It's Square Enix, but Square Enix does some stuff in association with them. But this is what I'm going to with, like, any Nintendo games that come out.
They're fine.
They don't let it come out unless it's ready.
Yeah, so, and, like, the new Pokemon game, Sun and Moon, were a little buggy when they came out, but that's just because it was designed for a console.
For a higher res console.
Yeah, for not a handheld. It was designed for
and it's still amazing,
Switch.
Though. So
it's still really good.
Bad.
And, like, the problems with it aren't even that big a deal. It's like, the black screen will be a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's like, look, like this was like 1.5 seconds longer than what I wanted it to be.
So, even with games that are strained on their system, they still come out working. from what I was hearing really like heavy with The Last Guardian the night before release, was that all these people who had tested said, yeah, it doesn't run at all on a PS4. Which is scary. It's like you have to have the PS4 Pro. I don't know anybody that has a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
I didn't know those existed.
Yeah, I barely knew they existed. So, like, you can't ship out a game that's just not going to work on your main console. Yeah. You know? And what people were saying was that the frame rate dips down to the single digits. So you're looking at a slideshow and not a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
it's playing fine.
I think... So. I don't know if they patched it, realized what they did or what, but it is right now playing fine. Because they said it's like open areas, and you saw at the end I was in a big open area and had no problems. So
well, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of action that goes on with
They're saying it's because of like the crumbling architecture in the background is really hard to render. So it can like dip your frame rate really fast.
And we had that whenever we were blasting it with like the if you guys don't know, the your little pet Trico, he can blast lightning through his tail or
which
out
is
of his tail.
weird for a grass type, I think.
Yeah, it's really strange.
I hope we're not going to slip into an era where games are just coming out broken. It's like, here you go, fuckers. Yeah. Have fun with it.
Well, I was saying, like, whenever you shoot one of those structures that has, like, the wood and the rocks, like, we haven't noticed anything where the game dips, like, that bad. Like, I can tell, I can tell whenever, like, it slows down slightly, but pretty much any game that has, like, moving rubble where you're destroying it in a destructive environment, that typically happens.
And the graphics are really good. We're not shitting on The Last Guardian. I was just so scared when I got it that it was going to be broken, because I'm so scared. Because game companies they could just keep dropping out games.
And also $60 is a lot to pay out for a game nowadays.
Yeah.
So
that's an entire night of working at Domino's there. So
lucky mine's like $20 to $30 an entire night working at Domino's.
Yeah, you don't want to pay out that $60 unless it's going to work. So it's understandable to people that would get frustrated.
It really scares me that these companies could just be like, yeah, fuck you guys, here's incomplete games. You know? I don't know, man.
The only thing, like, and on the side of DLC, I'm okay with it as long as you make it worth my time.
Yeah.
And I will say to the fact of Call of Duty, although they started the DLCs, their DLCs were fine for me because they come out at $15 and it had 5 big maps in the beginning. Yeah. Like whenever with Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, like after those they kind of were like unnecessary, like some of the things that they would add into it to like make it more whatever, and I think some of them started going up higher in price. I'm not for sure on that, but whenever they first started it was like $15, and for the amount of time that I was playing the game, which is essentially the people that will actually buy the DLC, like I was playing it all the time, so like 5 new maps I could play all the time on. It's like, hell yeah,
that was worth it. I'm fine with that because that was worth it.
But like a $25 to $30 DLC that actually fixes your game, don't.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Release it with the game, please.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of companies are still doing this right. Nintendo straight up really just doesn't do DLC. I think the only time they've done DLC was you could download new characters for Smash Bros, and that was worth it. The characters were cheap, and that was fun. And I think they did a little bit of DLC for Pokken Tournament.
I would say that the characters were a little bit too much, to be honest.
How much did they made them like $4 each?
Yeah. I would say the characters, they went a little bit too steep on that.
Yeah.
It did turn me away from buying all of them, because there was a couple of them that I still wanted to buy for the system that we have. But I was like, I'm not for sure about that.
They're still doing it right, and I think Blizzard's also on the right idea with like DLC and stuff, because the way they released Overwatch was so fucking smart. They put the game out for $40 so that you can play all the heroes, and they'll keep giving you new heroes for free. That was so smart, because I don't know if you've played their game Heroes of the Storm. Okay, you have to buy each individual hero that you want to play with.
And that really sucks, because you're going to stick one and be like, I don't want to pay another amount, so I'm just going to stick with this character.
$8 or so for a new character.
Right, I mean, which $8, I mean, if you're making a lot, that's not bad, but that's like an hour's worth of work for me. Like,
yeah, minimum wage, you know. So I think with Overwatch they got it right, but with Heroes of the Storm, they're still kind of a little back on that. You know? Like, they have it right for Overwatch, but Heroes of the Storm, like, they could make those characters a little bit cheaper, you know? Because it's kind of hard to balance out teams and kind of hard to play when you have some shitty character. Because you get daily rotation free characters, and that's about it.
So I think we'll end it with game companies make cheap DLCs for us.
Yeah.
Give us complete games. And if you're not going to be a complete game when you come out, be early access.
Yeah.
We're fine with it.
Or tell us, like, hey, it's broken.
That's what you have.
A future update will fix it. So that's all I want. Just
bring
back to the old days.
Truth. Just give us truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
all right,
all
guys. See you for the next podcast.
Yep. If you guys like these, we're going to keep doing them. Comment below with some topics. We'd appreciate it.
See you next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Running.
So where are you heading right now?
Going over to the checkpoint. And that
Why
guy.
does this look like the
with
one
the
town in
blonde hair.
Cars where Lightning McQueen got lost?
I see it.
Speaking of, have
Route
you guys seen that
66.
new Cars trailer? Not that Cars is anything you should pay attention to, but
Cars
Lightning
3.
McQueen fucking dies in the trailer.
Corey, he doesn't
He
die.
flips
Runs
over-
over a bunch of children and
He's
the children die,
dead.
don't they?
Yeah.
No, he won't die,
I'm
Corey.
predicting it now. He's gonna die.
He won't die.
Lightning McQueen's dead.
He will not die.
Rip
He is a
2016.
car.
was-
He's gonna get hurt, and then they're gonna put him in a hospital bed, and you're gonna be watching the movie. It's like, why is a car in a hospital bed? And then he's gonna get better, and then he's gonna win the race.
My theory
Bet
was-
that I just predicted the entire movie plot right there.
You're probably right.